Hello everybody, Surefirejacob here. How you doing? I'm doing great. You? Anyway, if you remember a long way back, about 2 years ago, I said I was going to be using a new air freshener mister system where you put oil into water and then you twist the top back on and it plumes out a nice little smoke cloud like vape does, and it will produce obviously a nice smell. Well, today I'm going to be talking about that history of that. First of all, the history is that I got that unit, and then shortly after, about a year later, maybe 6 months later, it leaked and it was horrible. So I went directly towards normal oils, which you would get the little 10 mils, and then you screw it onto it and it's just pure oil going into the air. It was a great system, but after a while I've decided to go back in time, if you will, to my decision, because recently I've had some problems with it. The small little unit was great, but unfortunately the problem with it was that you have to keep turning it on every 3 hours. It turned off, and then there's obviously another problem I had with a previous unit. This unit right here that I bought about a year ago, and the problem is it started to leak everywhere because it's a pile of junk, this obviously. Another disadvantage was the fact that it always required to be plugged in most of the time, because the little micro battery inside one of these things don't seem to last 5 minutes, and I wanted to just use an AA battery kind of system in the long run, because turning this on and off, I want timers. I want the fact that I don't have to keep it plugged into the wall to charge, and if I've got to keep doing that, I might as well just leave it in the wall. Anyway, this thing's knackered, so that's going back in the bin. So I've gone back to the old Airwick Mist. Now, as much as I hate this system, it's the only alternative I can find that runs on battery power, that runs under an 8-hour timer instead of 3 hours or whatever, and it doesn't require mains. So I basically got 4 of these units. I've got one in my kitchen, one in the living room, one in the spare room, and one in my bedroom. So I thought I'd keep you updated on that front. Don't get me wrong, the misting system was okay. The problem with it was that when you put 3 drops of oil in, you get a burst of the fragrance, and it's great, and then it all disappears and it just becomes a big mist cloud. With the other system that I showed you, well, I didn't show you actually, that one actually, that's a good example, that one in the bin. The problem was, A, it leaked after about a year, and B, the fact is you have to keep it plugged in, and you might as well just leave it a big mains unit inside and just leave it mains powered instead of having batteries in it, because it doesn't seem to be that portable, if you get my saying. And as I'm saying it, my air freshener misters has gone off. But yeah, so yeah, I have resorted back to the old classic method of these. Now, don't get me wrong, these are dead expensive. Airwick, I don't know why you charge them so much. They're like £4 a pop or more, and they're dead expensive. So, obviously Home Bargains £1.99. That unit was like £6.99. It would have been £10 if I would have gone somewhere else. Ridiculous. So eventually, over time, I might do a tiny little hack video on how to refill one of these things with your own oil system, which is what I've been using. I've been using these oil bottles. These are like, what are these? 3.38 ounces, fluid ounces. And by the way, that's a horrible smell, that relaxing and wine. It's not the best. If anything, I was more stressed when I had that thing turned on compared to any other air freshener in my life. But that's not the fragrance. Well, it is the fragrance. It's terrible. I wouldn't get that. That's terrible. But I don't know, maybe I can figure out with the Airwick a simple hack, maybe over time. But yeah, as I said, I had those 2 other units, one in the kitchen, one over there, and it's a tall little unit. I still got the other little unit, and I'm putting it to one side and I'm just retiring it. It's rubbish. You have to keep turning it on, and I don't like keep turning on units all the time. I forget things and wonder why things smell of anus. So the great thing about Airwick is it has an 8-hour timer and a 16-hour shut-off time, which is a bit silly if you ask me. They should make a Wi-Fi model. Let me quickly show you this thing. This is the newer version. The other one was taller. And in America, I know you have the Wi-Fi version, which is great, where you can just turn it on, get the app on your phone, whatever. Why we haven't got that here, you tell me. But it would be nice to have that, because I can set individual timers instead of flicking switches at a certain time when I'm refilling the unit back up. It would be nice for it to remember. But oh well, there's not much I'm going to say. Thank you very much for watching me babble, and take care. Thank you.